big fan of these guys for a long, long time. I mean, I used to listen to Toto in high school, you know, and it's ironic because over the years, when I was making solo albums, made my first couple solo albums on Capitol Records, and cut. I want to get some coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, bro. So I made a couple records on Capitol, and Steve Lukather played on a couple of records, and we became friends, and I met a couple of guys in the band. They actually, when Bobby left the band around, you know, like before, you know, I want to say, I don't know the history or when he left or anything, but it was definitely towards the late 80s, and so around 87, 88, and this was after the solo albums and all that, the band kind of came courting, and they went to see me play at Wolfgang's in San Francisco, this nightclub, and the whole band was there. I mean, like the Picaro brothers and Lukather and David Page, and it was an honor to have these guys come down. They came down with Boz Scaggs, of all people, you know, because those guys had played on Boz Scaggs records for years. So it was great to have them, and they came up on stage and we played together, and I go, you know, what are you, like totally naive, what are you guys doing here? And they go, we'd like you to audition for Toto. And I'm like, oh, all right, sure. And at the time, I just finished a solo album, and I was looking for something else to do. So I went and checked him out, and I was, you know, I like to think of myself as being in the band for 10 days. But it was just an audition, but in my mind, I'm in the band for 10 days, because who lasts longer than 2, you know, for an audition? So I'm hanging out with him, rocking out, and all the while, I never really thought of Bobby Kimball. I didn't want to, because you know, it's really hard to audition for a band, and you're stepping into somebody's shoes, and these are mighty big shoes to fill. Bobby Kimball's got an incredible voice, and I was such a fan from high school and everything, so I just tried not to think about it, but it kept creeping in, man. Everything I did, it was like, no, this is what Bobby would do, and no, you know, Bobby used to do this really cool thing. Could you do that? And I was like, sure. And but Bobby this and Bobby that, and when I got to the end, everybody liked me. I mean, as a singer, you know, maybe, you know, I think they all liked me as a person, because, you know, I lasted so long. But I remember Jeff Picaro saying that the kid's too green. Just too green, and I don't know if he said this, but I was getting the feeling that he was thinking that he's not Bobby, you know. So only a year later I got in Mr. Big, but it was a great experience. I really wanted to be in Toto, you know, but when I look back on it, I'm so glad that I got in Mr. Big. I'm glad I started Mr. Big. So here we cut years later. Here was 2013, and I'm on stage with Bobby Kimball. I mean, what a, you know, super fantastic world this has been, you know. And I mean, most, you know, some people say, you know, it's great to be on the stage with these guys because, you know, they're my idols, or like, you know, the times where I used to play gigs, and Toto would be going this way and Mr. Big would be going that way, and we never get to see each other play live. So, you know, I was thinking in the back of my head that, like, you know, it's kind of like a free ticket to see your idols, you know. And last night was kind of a first for me, because I got to sing background vocals on Hold the Line and Since You've Been Gone, you know. And Graham Bonnet, you know, I knew of him, and I knew what he had done. I mean, he's been in so many great rock and roll bands that I love, Rainbow and Michael Schenker Group and Alcatraz, and even the drummer for Mr. Big, Pat Torpey, played with Graham in a band called Impellitteri. It's kind of ancestral. Everybody knows everybody, but I got to meet Graham, for the first time yesterday, and then sing his gigantic hit song. So Yeah, it's been great.
Cool.
That was a long ass answer.
Never, 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 never.